Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh, man. Mm. What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of P-Ave Perspective. As usual, it's Mr. O'Neill, and once again, it's a Thursday night, and as usual, we come together to have real conversations about real issues affecting our lives, our families, our neighborhoods, and our communities. And tonight's topic is simple: spread a little love. And right now, we need it. Right now, we need it. First of all, thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching the live stream or whether you're watching the video of the live stream that I post on YouTube. Appreciate you for taking time this week to tune in and talk about it. But right now, we need a lot of love. We need a whole lot of love. And I've been looking at the news over the past couple of weeks, and it's a lot of hate floating around. It's a lot of hate floating around, and I don't do the hate. But this episode has been really a long time coming because for a while now I've been going hard every week, and like I said, I like to talk about real subjects that's really affecting our communities and affecting our people. And I really wanted to lighten up a little bit. That's why I came up with this Spread the Love episode. But I came up with it before, all the events that's been happening in the last couple of weeks. And I really feel like it's needed, honest and truly. And a lot of us, when we discuss love, we think of something soft. But the truth is, love is one of the most powerful forces on earth. It's one of the most powerful forces on earth because love builds, love heals, love restores, love unites. And right now, we live in a world that seems determined to keep us divided. And we have families divided, we have neighborhoods divided, communities divided, politics dividing people, social media is divisive, and right now, race race is dividing people. And I know like it's always kind of sort of been that way, but it shouldn't be. You know, just to say this on a different note, I don't judge people by their color. I don't judge people by where they from. I don't judge people by any of that. And another thing is because one person, whether it's race, whether it's, whatever it is, I couldn't judge a group of people based on what one person does. I couldn't judge a race of people based on what a group of people does. Regardless of where you're from, your skin color, you know, any of that, regardless of what, love is love. And I'm going to always try to spread love to those who love. But like I said, dividing people, even these days, churches are divided. And while everybody seems to be spreading anger, hate, criticism, judgment, and negativity, tonight we're going to talk about the power of spreading love. Not just talking about it, but living it. So again, I thank y'all for tuning in. But before we get started, hit that share button, tag somebody, invite somebody into this conversation because as usual, somebody needs to hear this tonight. Somebody needs this message, regardless of what, regardless of how. But we have to be honest. Negativity sells. It always has. And like, believe it or not, we feed into it the most. But drama gets attention. Conflict gets views. Outrage, it gets clicks. It gets the commentary rolling. People have become addicted to division and negativity. People are more interested in proving that they right than actually building. It is what it is. But we live in a time where people can destroy somebody's whole character. You can destroy somebody's reputation with a single social media post. And it doesn't have to be true. It could be a total bold-faced lie. But we are so into the negativity, we'll feed into a lie before we entertain the truth. And it is what it is. But so many people today, man, are carrying stress, pain, disappointment, bitterness, trauma, and like they say, hurt people hurt people. Some people aren't spreading hate because they're evil. Some people spread hate because they're hurt, they're wounded. But a wounded person who never heals will hurt everybody around, make everybody around them feel their pain. And that's not right. But a question for my people in the chat. Have you ever had somebody treat you bad for absolutely no reason? Just keep it real. If you did, type yes in the comments. If no, you blessed. If no, you blessed. I'm not gonna lie. But have you ever had somebody to hurt you badly for no reason? What's up, bro? I see you in the chat. Shout out to my bro, Charles Fuller. As always, supporting big time. Thanks, bro. But most of us have. And like the reality is that many people are fighting battles that we know nothing about, personal battles. And that doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it should help you to understand why kindness is needed now more than ever. More than ever. More than ever. But the first truth that I'm going to give you tonight is you can't consistently give away what you don't possess. You can't give what you don't have. And if you hate yourself, it's going to be hard for you to love other people. If you constantly criticizing yourself, then you probably criticize other people. It is what it is. But if you're carrying bitterness, you spread bitterness. I know it sounds simple, but like people don't realize it. I even really hate I have to say it, but I will. But love starts in the mirror. You have to learn to love and value yourself. You have to learn to respect yourself, forgive yourself, take care of yourself. And many people these days, so many of us are waiting for somebody else to love us before we love ourselves. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because that's backwards. You cannot build healthy relationships on unhealthy self-image. You cannot build loving relationships if you don't love yourself. If you don't know your worth, you'll tolerate things that you shouldn't tolerate. If you talk different, if you talk that hatred, you'll teach that hatred. You'll live that hatred and you'll teach that hatred. But you'll accept treatment that you shouldn't accept, and you'll struggle to give genuine love because you're operating from a place of emptiness. It simply is what it is. And just like I said, I'm not saying anything extraordinary. I never do. But I speak the real. And tonight, I want somebody to understand that you matter. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of what you may think, you matter. You have value. You have purpose. You were created for a reason. And the more you understand your value, the easier it becomes to see the value in others. And just like I said, we've been conditioned not to value ourselves. We've been taught and conditioned not to value ourselves. And that's why a lot of us is in the boat. I've been in that boat too myself. So I understand. But spread love isn't always some grand gesture. It ain't always something super. It don't cost money. Sometimes it's as simple as, listening to people, encouraging people, helping people, supporting them, forgiving somebody who's wronged you, not meaning forgive them and trusting them so they can hurt you again, but just forgiving them so you won't carry that ill will in your heart. Because carrying that ill will in your heart for somebody else, it will prevent you from loving, prevent you from being loved while that person going on with their life. But checking on somebody, giving somebody grace, letting them make it, smiling, opening the door, like sharing information, mentoring a young person. There's so many different ways that you can spread love that don't cost you a dime. But like speaking life into somebody who feels defeated. We'd be surprised how, just like I said, encouraging words, uplifting somebody's spirits up when they down. We'll be surprised how far that goes. You'll be surprised. But sometimes people don't need money, they need hope. Like, think about that. One encouraging conversation can literally change somebody's life. I've seen an encouraging conversation at the right time, change something, like save somebody's life. But one encouraging conversation can literally change somebody's life, change somebody's day. Maybe even, like I said, save their life. But imagine what would happen if every person watching tonight, or every person that watches this video, intentionally spread love every day. The power will be limitless. The change that it could cause will be limitless. One act, one person, one opportunity. How different would our community look? Let's keep it real. But how different would our schools look? How different would our homes look? We spend so much time complaining about what's wrong. What if we started becoming a part of what's right? It's not hard. It's not hard at all. But community. I always talk about community. Everybody wants stronger communities. Everybody wants safer neighborhoods. Well, everybody might not, but everybody should. Everybody wants better schools. Everybody wants economic growth. Everybody want to get money. Everybody want to have things. Everybody wants unity. Not everybody, but sane people do. I'll say that. The sane people want unity. But unity cannot exist without respect. It can't. It can't, man. No matter what happened, and respect cannot exist without love. We got to spread the love. We have to. A community is strongest when people care about one another. When neighborhoods know neighborhoods, when men mentor boys, when women mentor our young girls, when businesses support families, when churches support communities. That's how we build love. When people understand, we rise together. Divided, hatred, we'll continue to perish. We'll never have nothing with that hatred in our heart. Too many people have adopted a mindset that says, as long as I'm good, I don't care about nobody else. As long as I'm good. And a lot of us were taught that. A lot of us were taught that in the hood. Like, it's all about me. As long as I'm good, like, I could care less what somebody else got going on. But if you sane, if you ever lived in this world, you know that eventually that mindset hurts everybody. Your success as an individual is connected to the success or failure of the people around you. If you haven't realized that, something wrong. Something wrong. Something is seriously wrong. But strong communities create strong families. Strong families create strong individuals. Strong individuals create strong communities. It's a cycle. And just like we see, negative hatred, hateful people, we create hate. We create hate and we spread hate. But we got to understand that it's all connected. It's all connected. But tonight I want to challenge everybody watching. As always, I always want to challenge my people to do better. But for the next 7 days, I want you to intentionally spread love. We need it. Because there's so much hate out here. We see it. We see it up and down our social media feeds. We see it on the news. We see it when we go out in public. And Not because somebody deserves it. You don't have to, spread it but not because they earned it, but because that's the kind of person you want to become. Call somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody, forgive somebody, pray for somebody, smile at somebody, thank somebody, show appreciation. Because this is what I learned, man. Love multiplies. What you give away has a way of coming back. And if enough people start spreading love, we can change the atmosphere in our homes. We can change the atmosphere in our community, and we can change the atmosphere in our neighborhoods. One person at a time, man. One person at a time, one act at a time, one day at a time. But like I said, if this message has blessed you tonight, do me a favor, share the live stream, tag somebody, leave a comment, and subscribe to the new YouTube channel, man. If you tuning in on Facebook, I think I tried to post the link to the new YouTube channel in the comments. But right, follow me on Facebook. I am Mr. O'Neal. But I just honestly, man, with all this negativity going on, shout out to University View Academy. Their campus is in Baton Rouge. It's an online charter school, one of the top schools in Louisiana. And my son attends that school, but they host different events for the kids throughout the year and through the summer. And like, I just attended an event that they had in Bro Bridge today. And the one thing I say, man, with all this negativity and all this hatred floating around, there was mad love up in that place today, man, with people from all races that came together to support the kids, help, let the kids have fun. We kicked it hard. We kicked it hard, and there was not one, outburst. There was not one altercation. Us as parents of all races, all we got along. We respected. The kids got along. The kids played, and that left a real impression on me, because I know that the evil that's going on in this world right now. I know the hate that's being spread in this world right now, and I was kind of apprehensive about going, because I don't do it. I don't do it. I refuse to do it. But like, I want to shout them out, and it made even more of an impression, because it's like I said, there's so much hatred going on, and there's so many people that's out in this world spreading hatred and running into hatred and running into negativity. And I have to commend them. And like I said, not only are they one of the top schools, I don't do no promoting with stuff that I don't, really support. But like, if you ever thought about homeschooling your kids, check out University View Academy, located in Baton Rouge, because they come through every time. And just like I said, it's children from all different walks of life. But like I said, not just the first time I've been in an environment, but a beautiful environment, beautiful surroundings, beautiful people. I've never felt an ounce of hatred, and I really don't do people, not crowds. But like I said, I had fun. The family had fun. My son had fun, and like, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. It's all about spreading the love. It's all about spreading the love. But like I said, we need the love. We need the love. So spread the love. Spread some love. Man. Do what you can. But remember this, man, before I get out of here. The world has enough critics. The world has enough negativity. The world has enough division. Be somebody who spreads love. You can't go wrong, because love still changes lives. Love still changes lives. And again, thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, because I'm tired. I done had big fun today. But this has been another episode of the P-Ave Perspective with Mr. O'Neal. And God willing, I'll see y'all all next Thursday at 8 p.m. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great one.